Jared, how different is the feeling on a week like this, playing a big game like this at home?
I think I just know for me personally, I'm excited for every week, whether we're playing Washington, Alabama State, LSU, Arkansas, Alabama. It doesn't matter to me as long as we get to play the great game of football. I'm in a great mood. Obviously this is a big matchup for us, but at the end of the day, it's just another football game, and we're excited for it.
Jared, obviously the LSU game last year was a weird game. What did you take away from it? That's a game where you look like you had it in hand and it got away from it.
The thing I took away from it is that if we would have won that game, I don't think we would have gone on to go to the SEC championship, to be honest. We learned a lot about ourselves that game. And like I said, I just don't think the season would have played out the way it did unless we had lost that game. So I try to find the positivity behind it.
Why do you think that? Why you guys don't think you would have played us well down the stretch?
I just think that, when you're up 20 on the road against a team like LSU and you end up losing, it kind of puts different things into perspective. I think you learn more about your team from a maturity standpoint. And from that moment on, we really grew as a team. Leaders really stepped up throughout the rest of the regular season. And I think that's kind of when we hit our stride, was after that game. And, we kind of put it behind us and we just learned from it. And I think we finished the season, obviously, in a much better way because of that loss.
We saw, a more aggressive mindset too. We heard Gus Mills on talking about staying aggressive some too. Do you think that was kind of molded out of that second half too, just kind of keeping the foot on the gas?
Yeah. I think that's going to be a big thing, for us this entire year. It's just being really aggressive, keeping the foot on the gas pedal, so to speak. But yeah, I think that's going to really help us.
Well, the flip side of that game, using it as a turning point this year, what would it be like to win and get it going from here?
It's a big game, like I said. I think if you go into a game like this, because obviously this game has implications on our our division. If you can win a game like this, it obviously is going to give you momentum for the rest of the year.
Jared, you guys talked about the need for more explosive plays offensively. Are you seeing some areas where you can do a little bit better?
Oh, for sure. I definitely think we have the playmakers for it. We've got guys that can really run. Got guys that can really play really good football. So my job is just to get them the ball and try and make as many explosive plays as possible. Because a lot of our offense feeds off of those explosive plays.
Did you notice were there any heart-to-hearts after that LSU game where you guys looked in and talked to each other, and did you find your own voice after that game in the locker room?
I think so. I think, which I know after that game, the leadership group, we kind of got together and, we just talked about, like, look, guys, this can't happen again, because obviously, again, we're up 20 on the road against a great team. They came back and beat us, and we weren't obviously happy with the outcome. But like I said, a lot of positivity came from that, and I think our leadership group really stepped up and really, took it to a different level for the rest of the year.
You guys, talking about the leadership group, seem to have a great handle on the team, even from just game day attire. What went into that decision to wear the khakis and the blazers and everything before games?
Myself and some other guys, we just, we were really fond of the idea of dressing up for game day and, making it more of a business-like approach. The sweats and the collared shirts just wasn't doing it for us, I guess. But, yeah, I think it was just something that we had kind of come up with and said, we asked Coach, if that would be okay. And him and, Mr. Green, they got it done. And I was pretty happy with it.
Who's all on that leadership council player?
Who is it? It's me, Chandler, Ryan Davis, let's see, who else? Marquell, Harrell, Darrell Williams, Marlon, Deshaun, and Dontavius.
I saw Deshaun, he took his shirt off completely, just wearing the khakis.
That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't surprise me at all. Somebody told me he actually wore one of the DB's blazers because he wanted it to fit a little snugger or something. So I think he's getting that retailored, thank God. But
Can you talk about two freshman speed guys, Schwartz and Shiloh, and what they mean to the offense?
They're very, very explosive. Obviously, they got to display that this last Saturday, but I think they're going to have a really prominent role in this offense for not only this year but years to come, and really excited to see how they keep progressing as players.
Jared, now that you have more control in the offense and say the line, we've seen you make checks and stuff even in the Washington game, how much do you look forward to something, a game like this where you know the opposing linebacker and White, that this is going to be quite a bit of a chess match just between the two of you? Like, yes, you're going to be getting calls, you're going to have to be relaying them, but on the field you're going to have to be going at each other and checking against each other back and forth.
I love it personally. Obviously, Devin's a extremely great football player. You know, probably one of the better ones we'll see all year. And, you know, when you start talking about chess match, you know, that's what I love about football. Because, you know, it just comes down to, like, little details. And, you know, when you're playing a great defense like LSU, led by a great player like Devin White, you know, you got to be on top of your A game. And, you know, I'm sure I'll make checks, they'll make checks, and it's going to be a lot of fun, I think.
When you're out there in those moments, how much do you listen to the opposing linebacker when it's that stuff? I'm not talking about trash talk, I'm talking about actual checks. I mean, how much are you actually, if you're doing something and then you're listening to him, or if that player's doing something, then responding?
I think you definitely have to be aware of it. You know, I think a lot of it just depends on looks, because, I mean, you watch film, you break down film, you study it so much that, you know, you see this, and then if they do make a check, then they're going to go to this, or if they, you know, do a dummy signal and they don't check, you got to be able to see that too. So, you know, a lot of it just comes down to film and seeing what they're doing.
They have a lot of guys who've gotten sacks and they've been really good in harassing the quarterback. How big a challenge do they present just with their pass rushers?
I think LSU, I think they have, you know, some of the best pass rushing defenses, you know, every single year in college football. So obviously they're going to be really good up front. You know, that front seven is going to be extremely good, just like every year. So, you know, we're going to have a great plan for protections and, you know, blitzes and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I'm looking forward to, you know, getting a little bit deeper in that the rest of this week and seeing how we can handle it on Saturday.
Jared Chandler came in here earlier and described the LSU-Auburn rivalry as a bloody, a hot, a sweaty game.
Of course he did. Yeah, I think so. It's funny. Coach Russell was talking about, I guess it was Sunday. You know, every year it seems like this game is going to be really physical and it's always going to be really hot, and so that's kind of how it is. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a really physical game for us and for them. You know, both sides of the ball. But I mean, I think that's what makes this game unique.
What have you learned about this offense now through 2 games? Haven't they watched them in and out necessarily?
I think our ceiling is really, really high. I think we're, you know, Washington game, we did a really good job. Last week we did a really good job, especially getting, you know, young players some touches. But I think there's a lot of room for improvement, which is really, really good. And, you know, I think we've done a really good job of spreading the ball around and getting it to, you know, multiple guys.
The offensive line, having those guys together for 2 games, now practicing into a 3rd week, how much does it just help overall cohesion on the offense that those guys have played together?
Oh, it definitely helps. I think those guys have been gelling really well together, and obviously, you know, myself and them, our chemistry together has been really, really good. And, you know, experience and playing together is only going to help that grow. And so I've definitely seen improvement all the way from, you know, the start of fall camp to now.
You talked about the game always being hot, humid. It might be a silly question, but I've noticed over the years, how much better is it to not be on the other sideline standing in the sun the entire game, whereas when you're on this sideline, at least have some shade?
I mean, it is what it is. It's funny. My high school, for whatever reason, whoever built the stadium built it the opposite way around. So I've been used to being in the sun all the way back, you know, into my sophomore year of high school. So it doesn't bother me too much. But I mean, it just is what it is. Yeah, they're big. I mean, yeah, maybe, but they're fine.
Jared, you better go. Do you like that challenge? It seems to be a very high risk, low reward prospect that if you're going to throw at somebody who's that good, that he's very adept at intercepting the ball, and that even if you complete the pass, Yak may not be very good. So do Do you like the challenge of trying to go up against somebody like that, or you try to avoid it? Because even pro quarterbacks avoid the best corners in the NFL.
You know, I like going against really good players, whether if it's Devin White or Greedy Williams, whoever it is. You know, last year, you know, going against Roquan Smith or Minka, you know, I like that challenge, and I think, you know, from a defensive perspective, I think, you know, I know our guys, they like going against, you know, good guys on offense. It just, you know, ups their game a little bit, kind of, you know, takes you to a different level. So I really look forward to the challenge. You know, once we kind of get into the game plan, I'll know a little bit more of what we're going to do. But no, I think it's a great challenge.
Everybody good?